about Russia and Putin, and they glamour. Should Russia, even though we are somewhat, they're I wouldn't say the allies of ours, but they're becomes friendly. Should we still be concerned with, since even though the wall has gone down and they've let in a little bit of freedom, they still have a lot going on over there. Should Russia be a country that we should still be, where? Because I don't believe with the theory of, hey, keep your friends closer, your enemies closer. I think it makes you feel uneasy, and I've been burned by that many times. They've been friendly, but they really have their own agenda of what they want.
Well, Russia, they're not our friends, and they're not going to be.
But I just saw that they are, they're building an alliance with China.
Yeah, so they do have a recent announcement with a agreement with China that, if you look historically, means nothing, because we thought that in the 60s and 70s that China and Russia were both communist countries out to get us in the Cold War.
Right.
And then after Nixon went to China in '72, we opened things up with China and came to find out that it had never been true. Our fears of Russia and Chinese collusion had really never been true. If you look at history, you could say that this recent agreement is probably meaningless. On the other hand, they both hate us pretty much right now.
They have a common person that they hate, right?
And Putin is a master statesman. He knows how to take advantage of what he can get and keep it. I mean, he's still got the Crimea, and he's electable. He'd be elected in the Crimea.
I know.
In Ukraine.
Right.
Because he's very popular.
He's very popular.
Because he's just the perfect kind of Russian for Russians. And I mean that almost in a good way, because I've been to Russia. I've been all through the Central Asian states, which are all former Soviet republics.
Right, right.
So I have a pretty good feel for what Russian is, and he's great at it, and they love him. But he is a bully, and he will continue to take advantage of whatever he can vis-a-vis the United States. The only difference between Russia and China is I don't think Russia has the combat power, is on a vector to have the combat power to really challenge us. Now, could they be a partner with China? Maybe. I'm skeptical, but China's the bigger threat, because China's growing the combat power to really be a threat.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you see all of this stuff going on, and we're kind of like, it's not in our backyard, right? Yeah. But I feel like sometimes it's the Trojan horse kind of story. It's like, we're just kind of going through raising our families, which you do. You have to have everyday life, raising a family, but really not paying attention or not being very concerned with what's happening in some of these foreign countries, especially with the Iraq war going on for 20 years now. It's kind of, we don't even hear about it hardly ever in the news.
That's true.
At one time. So you're just like, oh, there's still that war going on,
That's true.
and there's